Pat, welcome to the virtual side and welcome back to Microsoft. Where'd you go?
Well, thank you. Things were changing in my life a couple of years ago, and I decided that I would try something different, and I went to Amazon, which of course we know is a brilliant company with amazing technology, especially in service-oriented scalable systems. And I went and loved the technology and the people there, but fundamentally, I missed the public and missed communicating with the development community, missed Microsoft, and after a couple of years decided I was going to come back to Microsoft and start working in product development in the .NET developer platform and come and talk to the public and make a difference. And I'm excited to be back, thrilled to be back.
One of the key things that's always been with you is this momentum of changing the world, and you have another general session here at TechEd Europe on Friday, where again you're throwing out some fabulous ideas, but
crazy a little bit.
They change the world. So tell us a bit about that.
Well, when I was asked, do you have anything that you might want to say at the general session, I said, well, yeah. Since I've come back, I've been thinking about what's happening in the world, and there are changes. The changes have to do with how do people perceive their applications and their data. They have to do with what's going on in processor technology, data centers, and these forces will cause us to change the way we build our apps. And so I'm doing a session called the Irresistible Forces Meet the Moveable Objects, because these objects, they're going to move because of the economic and technical forces. Now, it's so interesting to me because I spent the 80s and the 70s working in transaction processing, and you need to know the truth and all of this kind of technology, and I love it. But then the internet came along, and I remember viscerally thinking, this internet is not going to work because these are not transactionally correct pieces of data out there. But lo and behold, people have changed how they've used the data and evolved their apps. Well, it's clear to me that we're just going to continue in this, and that the way we think of our data, the way we think of our applications is going to get even different. And that's what I'm here to talk about, and I'm very excited to be here.
I mean, you raise so many questions that as a developer for me, drive me to think in lots of detailed ways. I mean, you're redefining ACID, which has been something that's engraved on my wall and in my mind when I'm writing and building applications. And you also talk about addressing the parallelism that we need in computing with multi-cores. Can you say a bit more about that?
Well, it's hard to know the truth in this world. When you look at the internet and you're looking at something, it might be a little old. Is that what it is now? Well, it turns out we have ways of using that data in a useful fashion. As systems scale, as we have parallelism, as we have systems that are less reliable, and they're a lot cheaper because they're less reliable, we can evolve how we think of computing based upon spreading the work around on lots of unreliable systems, but we just have to think of the truth a little bit different, and that's what I'm going to talk about on Friday.
And I'm looking forward to it. Pat, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.